What's up and welcome back. Today I'm going to be doing some maintenance on my Jeep. I'm going to go ahead and flip the camera and let you guys see what's going on. So my rear diff cover, it was leaking fluid, and I noticed that there was like a little bit of a grinding noise because there wasn't enough fluid in there. I actually put new fluid in there, and then after driving for a little bit I noticed that there was more leaks coming out. So I think the gasket and possibly the fill plug itself is not sealing correctly. So today I'm going to be replacing it. I'm taking this opportunity to replace it with this right here. It's a solid d44 cover, and then got the new drain plug, and then new hardware, and then the seal to put on there. Unfortunately, I can't remember where or if I still have my oil pan, drain oil pan. So what I'm going to actually do is I'm going to use this paint tray and this paint holder, and I'm going to drain into there. 13, so it's a 13 millimeter nuts. So I'm going to go ahead and start to loosen all of those. Didn't even put a battery in it. Alright, so I'm going to go slow first, not go all the way through, just kind of loosen everything, and then I'm not going to be able to get my impact wrench on some of these higher bolts, so I'm going to have to just use a regular wrench. I'll do as many as I can just to make it easier. Yeah, see, I'm pretty much done right there. Go ahead and loosen these a little more. Take them off. None of this hardware is going to be reused, so I don't need them. Alright, well, I'm going to go get a wrench to take off the tops of these. Alright, so I have most of the bolts off. I still have two on, one right here and one right here. That's just going to keep the cover on. Right now I'm going to see if I could take the screwdriver and get it between the gasket and the cover to try to pop this cover off. Let's see. I'm probably gonna have to put the camera down so I get a good angle into this. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. But really, all I'm trying to do is pop this bottom portion off so that the fluid starts to come down. All right, so I was having a little bit of difficulty just trying to get something in there. So what I did is I took this little wood block right here, kind of just put it on the side, and I used my hammer to tap it. And now you can see it's starting to open. And once I was able to do that, I was able to kind of get my screwdriver in there now, as you can see. Then I'm going to pry it open and start letting the fluid come out. I'm just going to do that until it is all drained. This fluid's pretty fresh. Like I said, I put new fluid in there. There we go. Alright, now that the majority of it's out, I'm just going to go ahead and take off these other 2 bolts until they're completely gone. Then I can just remove the cover. See, it's just pretty much just dripping now. Almost have this off. Alright, it's all off now, so I should be able to just kind of remove the cover. More fluid coming out. Trying to get my hand in there so I don't drop the pan. There we go. All right. Put the pan down. Let that drip out for a little bit. Take a look at what we got up in here. So this should be the Detroit 2-track. All the gears and everything are all in here. You won't see it because it's encased in there. But everything's out. So the next step is going to be cleaning everything up. I'm just going to use regular brake cleaner and cleaning up all the surfaces. Let's scrub everything down and take a razor blade and clean any gasket material off of this. Nothing special, so I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. Alright, so I just have regular brake cleaner and I'm just going to spray that in there. It should help get more of this grease out, clean out everything that's in there. Really just trying to get all the old fluid out. I'm going to spray the surface. Get as much as I can out of there. Get this thing nice and clean. And then I'm going to just let it all leak out. And then I'm going to go get myself a razor blade to start cleaning the edge. Alright, so pretty much just have a razor blade. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to come in and try to scrape off all the excess gasket material until I have a clean surface to attach the new gasket material to, along with the new cover. You can see right here like there's a string of it that it's about to come off. Let's see, all that needs to go. Up here, this whole string of it all needs to go. I'm gonna do my best to clean up everything. Also trying to make sure that anything I scrape off doesn't end up inside the diff. Give it a wipe down. I might get like a little green scrub pad and scrub it to try to make sure it's clean even more so. but I'd like to get nice clean mating surface. There's also some rubbing right here, so the next thing I'm going to do before I do anything is I want to see if the cover fits over it with no issues or concerns. Try to wipe off some of this excess. I'm gonna go grab the cover now. So all I'm doing right now is just kind of pushing this up and lining it up, making sure it's not gonna get caught anywhere. And then I'm gonna make sure I could get all the holes lined up. It does feel like there's a bit of a catch right here. Feels like the edge of that, it's been scraped a few times. So I might see if I could grab a file or something and clean that up. It's starting to rain on me. Alright, so might not be the best way to do this, but I have my Dremel tool, and then I have a little deburring attachment on it. I'm trying to get the camera to focus. Let's see. Let's get it to focus on this. So I have the little deburring attachment. I'm pretty much just turning it on and then coming right to the edge and just trying to file down the little nicks that are on there. I pretty much got it done, so it's more smooth across here now. There was little gouges of metal that was sticking out, probably from hitting rocks. But it's all smoothed out now. And then I got the surface cleaned up. What I did is I took this little steel wool basically, and I came in here and just started cleaning up the surface. So I got almost all of the gasket material off. And then the next step is going to be to clean up the surface, make sure I can get all the oil out of here. And then I need to install the cover. So pretty clean. So the next step is going to be putting in the cover. Alright, so I have the cover here, and then this came with it. So I'm going to go ahead and pretty much make a gasket. Give me a second and I'll show you guys what I'm going to do. Alright, so I have my gasket material here, and pretty much just going to come in and make a bead around each hole. Make sure I go around each hole. Pretty much just create a gasket. And then I am going to grab a glove, and I'm gonna go ahead and move all this around to make more flatter of this gasket. Alright, so I have my glove on. So really I'm just gonna come in here and just kind of spread this around, make sure we get all the surface. Come in. Make sure we're going around the whole hole. If you can, try to stay away from the inner edge, just so that when this does push out, it doesn't push out into the actual diff. So if you see, I'm kind of cleaning up the edges, and this should help with keeping any excess silicone out of the inside. Alright, so it's hard to do this on camera, but I pretty much have all these hand tight now. So the next step that I have to do is tighten everything up. I'm gonna let the gasket material kind of solidify somewhat before I tighten everything up, and then I'll come in and get everything tightened. And then once I'm done with that, I'll have to put fluid in. I'll show you guys that in a minute. Alright, so it's much later on, my phone died. Fortunately, the only thing that you guys really missed is me tightening up the bolts and then putting in oil, or gear oil. I used a pump. I'll show it to you here. I used a pump like this that was just attached to my gear lube, and then you stick this end in. Right now I just have it capped, and then you pretty much just pump it in there, using this Castrol Axle gear oil. Hopefully it works good. But yep, pretty much finished product. Hopefully that cover helps protect everything, and hopefully I don't run into any leaks. Hopefully the gasket cured. Otherwise, all done, all fixed. Probably about an hour and a half job. Alright, thanks for watching. Stay tuned.